the day that I'm recording this, coronavirus has officially been deemed a pandemic. And all the people who are economic experts all around the world, sales experts, people that have had businesses in the stocks and shares industry, they were saying that the day that it's called a pandemic, that's when you know it is a real problem. So in this video, I want to talk to you about how you can capitalize on this and stay safe despite the fact that all this craziness is going on in the world. Is coronavirus as big of an issue as it is made out to be? Well, over the past couple of weeks, I have been doing intense research beyond just the headlines. I haven't been diving into the hype. I haven't been reading the big articles. I've been looking into what's really going on with business and how it's gonna impact you and wherever you are at right now. And so with all of that, I've actually taken notes. I'm gonna be making sure that I use these notes and read from them to allow you to be the best informed you can be so that the coronavirus is not going to affect you, okay? So here's the thing, there is so much uncertainty globally right now. Italy has literally shut down its borders. All the restaurants are closed, everything, because that's the place in the world where there are the most outbreaks. The stock market has absolutely plummeted, which shows that people are far less likely to invest in things that they don't see have a tangible value. Because the fact that the gold price has gone up to a record high shows the fact that this is true, and this is pretty common when there's so much uncertainty in the economy at that time. So for a new business trying to get off the ground, this is extremely problematic. Okay, so some of our clients have even told us that when they're speaking with prospects, their prospects don't want to invest in a coach or a consultant right now because of the coronavirus. Now, with all of that said, I am one of those people who likes to find the good in every situation. And another client of mine, Rachel, she even said this. She said, the good thing is that people will be sat at home on their phones. So as a business owner, it's the perfect time to post content and start messaging and building relationships with people. So similarly, this is why having an online business is great. And for sure, a few clients may not be interested in working with you and your business right now, but ultimately, you're going to be able to...
Have you heard that nitrogen dioxide levels have decreased by over a quarter, nearly a third in just under a month, just because of coronavirus?
No, seriously?
Yeah.
So pollution's going down?
Yeah, just under a month it's nearly gone down by a third.
By a third?
Yeah.
That is wild.
It's crazy because there's clearer skies, less cars are driving, the factories are being shut down.
That's mad, yeah. So essentially, when something like this is happening, because so many people are being isolated, then there's less going on in the economy, less things happening, less production, less output, and with less output, that's crazy that the pollution has gone down. I mean, as I was just saying, at that exact time, I like to make the best of a bad situation. And so back to what I was going at and talking about is that, for sure, yeah, a few of your clients, potential clients may not be interested in working with you at this moment, but that doesn't mean that in a few months from now, they aren't gonna remember, oh yeah, that girl Lauren was really helpful to me as the coronavirus was going on. Or, oh yeah, that guy Sam, the tips that he gave me to do an at-home workout rather than going to the gym where I could catch the disease was really, really good because I never even considered that before, and it allowed me to stay fit while all of this craziness was going on. It is believed that bats were the ones who had this virus first off, but it then somehow transmitted to humans and then started spreading around China like crazy. And as my cousin just said, the pollution in China has now gone down a bunch because of the fact that so many people aren't able to work and so many people are getting sick. And coronavirus is transmitted best in cold, thin air. So I'm actually here in Tulum in Mexico right now, which is just a couple hours south of Cancun. And the cases here are very minimal. I haven't seen anything being affected here because it's really hot outside, and in Tulum specifically it's pretty humid. Honestly, I would say this is probably one of the best places I could be. Didn't do this intentionally, but I had some people ask me, hey Lauren, should I fly somewhere hot and humid? And I would say if you're one of the people that is at high risk, then that could be a good idea for you to do. So old people over the age of 60, according to the World Health Organization, are the ones who are at the most risk. And I've heard a lot of people saying, well, I'm young, I'm healthy, I shouldn't care. But here's the problem with having that mindset. If you are young and healthy, when you get coronavirus, you may not even realize. So you may keep going out and about, doing things and just living your life, thinking that you have a common cold. But imagine if you come into contact with an elderly person. If you're in one of these climates where it's colder, where the air's thinner, it can transmit up to 7 feet away. So if you just breathe, then the person who's 7 feet away from you, or cough, whatever, they could get it. And that's not really fair, right? Because the elderly people are the ones who are then gonna potentially die from it. So the average rate of mortality right now is around 3.4%. In Italy, it's 5%. And that's because Italy is the country in Europe that has the biggest population of elderly people. And with that said, my mom and her parents were supposed to be going to Venice last week, and they had to cancel their whole trip. And thank goodness they did, because my grandparents are both getting near to the age of 80. My granddad's pretty sick as well. And so that was good that there was a lot of news going on that they shouldn't go there. But at the same time, I don't know if the headlines are like overhyping things like crazy. So I think it's just one of those cases where you have to think for yourself. Personally, me, again, I'm here in Mexico, so I'm not worried right now. If I was in England, where I'm from, maybe things would be different, because I've heard over there things have got pretty crazy. So with that said, what would I do? Well, I think when it comes to my health, I just keep myself to myself. I would go into the gym and train how I normally do, but make sure that I'm being very clean. So this is from a member of the Stanford Hospital Board, okay? So it's essentially what they're saying about the coronavirus. So as it may not show signs of any infection for quite a few days, what the Taiwan experts have been doing with people is, what you want to do is you want to take a deep breath and hold it for 10 seconds. And if you complete it successfully without coughing, without discomfort, then it shows that there's no, what they're calling fibrosis in the lungs, okay? So there's going to be no infection in there. So then you can do that every single day, right? Breathe in, hold for 10 seconds, because what happens is corona goes straight to your lungs first. And so if you're feeling that it's painful, go get tested. Anyhow, I want to use this time to speak about business, because my biggest concern, other than the fact that a lot of people are dying, is business. What is going on with business? And so with that said, I want to provide you with some strategies as to what you should do to capitalize on all this opportunity that is out there right now. The first and most important thing is that you need to make sure that you have some type of online way to generate an income. So if you're relying, let's just say you're an in-person therapist, right? And your clients pay you per hour. If right now you're not having clients come in, you're not going to be making money. So you need to make sure that you have something online, because ultimately we didn't expect this to happen. No one knew that this was coming. And so with the fact that people are being isolated and told to stay at home, if you have an online business, you're going to be okay. Again, I'm going to talk about strategies for if you feel like your online business is actually declining in a second, but I just want to help you take a moment right now to realize how valuable that's going to be, not just right now, but also into the long term. Because remember, when everyone does one thing, you want to do the other thing. So you can take this time whereby maybe you don't have to go into work, or maybe you don't have to go and do your normal in-person stuff. Take that time, sit on your laptop and build something online, okay? That's what we help our clients do. And so anyway, let's go into my first strategy. So the most important thing is to make sure that the business model that you're following is cash flow rich. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that profit margins are higher. I mean that you need to make sure that when it comes to the model that you're in a model whereby you keep most of the money that you make. Okay, so why is that important? Well, given coronavirus, given the situation right now, the stock market has plummeted. And the stock market is typically a leading indicator. So what does that mean? Well, that means that it sort of is showing and future pacing what's going to happen in the economy as a whole. Given it's a leading indicator, Bloomberg Economics actually found out that as of today, there's a 53% chance that there's going to be a recession within the next 12 months. And I'm going to explain why all of this is relevant and important for you. But here's the thing, Bloomberg, I actually used to use that when I was working in my job in asset management. Oh my gosh, I had to go on it every single day, reading this boring black screen with these weird numbers. But anyways, these people know their stuff. But if you also look at historical data, every time that there is a bull economy, aka when things are going really, really, really well, which we've had now for 10 years, every time there's that, there's always going to be a market correction because things go up and up and up and up, and it's sort of like it's too good to be true, so then it gets corrected. Now, everyone thought this was going to happen within the next like 18 to 24 months, but Corona could be the cause of this happening much, much, much sooner. So with that said, you want to make sure that you have cash, that you have liquid assets, so that by the time the recession comes, you can buy things like property, stocks and shares while they're low. Warren Buffett is known to have said multiple times that when there's a recession, it's great for him because it's just like everything is on sale. So what he does is when he thinks that there's a recession coming, he sells things so that he has liquid money to then invest when the recession is low. But you can only be doing that if you have a business model which is cash flow heavy. Because if you're just working a normal job, you're not necessarily going to have enough money to really capitalize on it as much as you possibly could. So if you have a business model like online coaching, online consulting, some sort of online service-based business, like what we help our clients achieve, then you can make sure that by the time the recession comes, within probably going to be within the next 12 months, you have cash to invest heavily. So what do you need? You need a cash flow rich business. You need cash to invest your money into things that are safe, like property, and then you need to have good credit so that you can invest using other people's money, OPM as they call it, into more risky things such as stocks and shares, okay? I find it so funny how people are so willing to invest in stocks and shares, which is other people's businesses, but they aren't willing to invest in their own business, which is your own thing. How are you trusting someone else's business, but you're not willing to invest in your own? It just makes no sense. So what am I doing right now, and what do I advise you to do? I advise you to invest into your business heavily. That's what I'm doing. I'm investing and getting all the services that I need. I'm investing in making sure that my business is robust and ready for when the time comes to make sure that I have as much cash in my bank as possible. So anyway, I want to make sure that you get a couple of strategies for right now, right here. If you're newer, if you're trying to get your business going, and just trying to stay afloat while all of this craziness is going on, okay? But again, please realize that your business needs to be in a cash flow rich model. That's really, really important. If you're not, book that call with us. And then when the recession hits, you're going to be in a really, really good position. So the first thing is that it depends on your niche and your industry. So like the example I gave earlier, if you're in the fitness space, then it's a little different, right? Because people don't want to go to the gym because they don't want to be spreading germs. So at that point, you can do the at-home workout things, or you can give tips on nutrition and emphasize to people that not being able to go to the gym for a couple of weeks is not going to be the end of the world, and you need to educate your customers. So really what's going on here is that in all of your marketing, no matter what niche you're in, your marketing needs to be tailored to overcoming people's fears, okay? So for example, people in your Facebook group, people on your email list, people on your social media, they need to understand that you empathize with their fears. That's really important. So you need to tailor your marketing, tailor your offer if you have to overcome their concerns and address their fears. And then once you've shown that, give them the actionable things that they can do so that coronavirus doesn't put a complete halt on their life. So like I'm doing here with you right now, I'm ensuring that you have tips to keep moving forward right now and so that you can actually capitalize on it. So I'm going over and above because I want you to win either way. Another way that you can do that is build relationships while people are sat at home. Start conversations with people. We give our clients access to a software that normally costs like 5K. We give them access to our software because we want to allow them to automatically connect with over 100 people plus per day on LinkedIn, right? So that starts the connection. People are going to be actually seeing those connections and replying to them. Why? Because they're sat at their home, at home. They're not in their job. So think, what does my ideal client do professionally? And then get in front of them that way. Because if they're not at work, if they maybe work in construction, or if they don't do an online job, then they're most likely going to be sat at home scrolling. So that allows you to get your content in front of them, but don't just rely on your social media posts to get in front of them. You need to also make sure that you actively go out and speak to them and have conversations with them. Okay, so start doing this right now. And if I were you, what I would do is I would create some sort of coronavirus survival guide, like what I'm doing exactly right here. It can be a video, it can be a PDF, it can be an article, whatever's best for you and the easiest way for you to deliver your value. Create that thing and then upload it somewhere, and then you can send it out to people when you're starting your conversations with them. So you can say, hey Sally, I just made this. I think it'd be of great use to you while all this coronavirus is going on. I'm gonna make sure that in the software that we use, we're blasting that out to all the people that we're connected with on LinkedIn so they get the value. I'm gonna send this video to my entire email list because I want my people to have the value, you know what I'm saying? So again, if you've liked this so far, please share it with someone because I want you to win in the long term as well as now. So again, with that said, if they keep replying back to you saying, yeah, I'm not interested right now because of Corona, get a date from them as to when they are going to be interested. So if they say, oh yeah, when coronavirus passes by, so that's probably going to be like May. So say to them, okay, so shall we schedule a call for around May when the spring comes and when the coronavirus is going to lessen and lessen. So you just need to make sure that you're harnessing the power of the online community. Again, if people are being quarantined and all that, it's a great time to build the relationships with them. And again, my final step here is make sure your business is equipped to work online if you're not already. You need to make sure that you do that. You have more freedom, more safety. And so just going full circle here, I actually found this thing on social media and I'm gonna go ahead and read it out right now because I think it's gonna be really, really useful for you. So again, share this with someone who needs it. Take all precaution that you can for coronavirus and make sure that your business is set up to scale so that when that recession hits, you're in a great period of time. I think coronavirus could be the trigger to this, but ultimately, right now, it's really easy to want to jump in and buy a ton of stocks and shares, but don't invest in things that you don't understand. You understand yourself, you understand and you want to understand your business, invest in your business. If you want our help, just go to newonlinecoach.com and book a call with us, it's free. Or just send me a message saying podcast, and then I know that you've come from here, and then with that said, we can see how we can help you, okay? So make sure to do it, take all precaution that you can, and make the most of what's going on in the world right now. Keep yourself safe, keep the other people safe, and let's all just get rich and successful together. In your marketing, make it clear that now is still a good time for them to take action and sign up with you and your business. So how do you do that? Well, you need to firstly, of course, make sure that you have a really clearly defined offer that is of value to them. And like I said as well, you want to make sure that when it comes to your marketing and your messaging, you provide some sort of value and some content to do with why it's in time, the time is now despite Corona being here, okay? So how are you gonna do that? Well, everybody is so incredibly different. And so because all clients are so different, the key to doing this successfully is having those one-on-one conversations. So like I mentioned, our clients use the software. So that starts the one-on-one conversation. When you're messaging people, you need to be tailoring the conversation in a way where it helps them reveal to themselves that they need to take action on your help. I'm a massive nerd when it comes to behavioral science, and one stat stuck with me for life, and it's something that one of my mentors, his name is Jeremy, shared with me. And it's that it's 5 times more persuasive for your prospect to persuade themselves that they need your help than it's for you to pitch to them, to sell to them, to convince them, okay? So how do you get them to convince themselves that they need your help? Well, what we do with our clients is something that we call the money-making messaging method. And it's a 5-phase way of speaking to people inside of Messenger, so that by the time you're on the phone with them, they're already pre-sold and they already know that they want to pay you money to get your help. So how do you do that despite the recession? How do you build a recession-proof business? Well, these 5 phases are so important, and it's essentially splitting the conversation up into ensuring that there is an outcome designed for phase 1, and then you can only move on to phase 2 of the conversation once you've got the outcome from phase 1. So phase 1, you need to clarify what their goals are, okay? So your outcome that you want to get is their specific goal. So for my business, we want to understand what people's financial goal is. If you're a fitness coach, the example that I keep giving, then your goal could be finding out what their fat loss goal is. If you're a fat loss coach, okay, how many pounds do they want to lose? Then when it comes to the next phase of the conversation, the second phase is to do with their struggle. So what is their struggle? So that's the outcome that you want there. And then obviously it's not just that outcome, you also want to have the outcome of the next phase of the conversation, which is finding out what they're already doing to go from their struggle to their goal. So you need to ask them, so what are you doing already to make that happen? And the outcome there is you're going to keep asking questions until they reveal to you that it's ineffective. And while doing this, they're obviously getting in their head like, oh wow, I really need to make this work right now. So anyway, With that said, because of coronavirus, I don't want your business to suffer, and I want you to make sure that now is the time that you're capitalizing more than ever, which is why we normally sell the money making messaging method alone for $1,000. But I'm deciding to do something absolutely crazy, and I'm giving it for just $197, okay? So for $197, you're gonna learn exactly how to speak to people in the DMs so that despite coronavirus going on, just like my clients, you're gonna be able to consistently be enrolling new clients. So far today already, we've signed up 3 high-paying clients, and that's because they know that we are able to take them to the outcome that they wanna get to. So what you need to do is there's gonna be a link that is going to allow you to get access to this offer. And you just need newonlinecoach.com/get clients. So that is NEWONLINECOACH.com/GETCLIENTS. newonlinecoach.com/get clients for this limited time only offer that I'm doing so that you can ethically get clients and change their lives despite everything that's going on, so you can provide people with some positivity. And you can get access to this offer. Again, it's normally $1,000. We're giving it to you for under a fifth of the regular price for just $197, because honestly, I don't want this scaremongering to cause you to not be able to get clients. I want you to be able to capitalize on this, and the best way to do that is mixing the money making messaging method with the piece of content that I mentioned to you about, but you're going to explain to people why now is still a good time to take action. So just go to newonlinecoach.com/. You can get this offer, and it's only going to be available probably for the next few days, honestly. I don't know how long it's going to be up, I can't confirm. But as soon as they start saying that coronavirus is going down, that's when I'm going to take this down. So nobody knows right now, so you might as well get it right now, because then you can make the most of what's going on and then start implementing the money making messaging method. So that's newonlinecoach.com/corona, and you can get access to it there.